Blanco, the Artsy sister, and we're reading Saturnastra Marduke. This is a shadow start of Chapter 4, A Week of Rest. The next 5 years of my life flew like the wind. Those 5 years have changed me a lot. From time to time, I would allow my rage to give way to maintain appearances. Physically, I was twice as tall. The training added plenty of muscles to my small body, especially to my legs. Much to my focused chagrin, the toning did not deprive me of my girlish air. I was still as cute as a bud. The 5 years too changed my friends. Rhoda and Roy had grown stronger, larger. They were now at their adult height. At the age of 16, Rhoda was 5'8", and his twin was already bordering on 6. Damon had not grown much in the last 5 years. He was a late bloomer and was only 3 inches taller than me. The one who changed the most was Ivy. She was indistinguishable from any grown man. Puberty had not done her much good either. She had grown taller, but her chest had hardly grown. As for Cannon, he hadn't changed at all. As a matter of fact, he looked exactly the same as the first day we met him. To our many inquiries, Cannon simply answered with another question. Pointing to his ears, he asked, "Have you guys ever noticed how much my ears resemble those of the elves?" This answer satisfied our group for the time being. However, deep down I felt that he was simply dodging the questions. After that incident, I realized that Cannon could do something that no one else could. He knew how to lie to a berserker. This and many incidents helped build our friendship. During my training, I was never given a spare moment. I was either homing my body or sharpening my mind. After my 5th year, my crew managed to complete the combat training. For our final exam, we had to defeat Magus in single combat. Those that failed to defeat him went back to the training. On this occasion, the weaker twin Rhoda managed to pass. Seeing this, the rest of the crew allowed themselves to defeat Magus. Needless to say, on those occasions, they have been holding themselves back for Rhoda's sake. As the saying goes, all for one, one for all. Magus too noticed how tightly our crew had become over the years. This seems to humor him quite a bit for reasons we did not know. The day we all passed, Magus was in a special mood. "Boys, and the 5 girls who survived, now that you passed, you are allowed to return to your families for a week. Relax. Go to the brothel, and when you get back, you will start the next phase of your training." He said this with a beaming smile. Rolo groaned after hearing that there was more training. Seeing his expression made the old dwarf smile. "Don't worry, after today, you will never have to train with me ever again. Now dismiss." "Yay!" say all of us in unison. As usual, Cannon held his reserve. He seemed a bit more pensive than usual. Seeing him as such, Ivy asked him, "What's eating you up?" "The usual," he responded. After the short interchange, we all went to the town together. Roy and Rhoda took us to the brothel, and this brothel was located at the entrance of the city. It had a distinct velvet color about it. The establishment was called the Red Curtain. Also, the stained glass windows were mostly painted red. Inside, the designs of the windows were so explicit that they would make the reader blush. Inside the place, the girls wore very skimpy undergarments. They also had their hair done, decorated with flowers. When you went inside, the entire place had the look of a regular bar with seats and a counter. At the far end, there was the red curtain. When it rose, the show began. The place also had rooms for the patrons to be entertained by the showgirls and to partake in their other services. The twins played around with the maiden. However, they did not partake of their other services due to lack of funds. Damon had some money from his father, but he was too shy to speak to the maiden. He spent most of his time hiding behind me. This made me laugh because he was 3 years older than me. I spent the night with her favorite maiden. It was not until nightfall that she finally returned. Cannon spent most of the day glaring at me. The way he stared at me made me really nervous. It got to such a point that I asked him, "So where's the ring?" "What ring?" he asked puzzled. "Are you going to propose?" I asked, sneering at him. "What?" He said, looking at me even more bewildered. You can't hide anything from me, I said with accusing eyes. It is still not too late to run away, said Cannon, shaking me by the shoulders. Like I told you the first day of my training, running away is not an option for me, I said, pushing him back. How did you find out? He asked with curiosity. A few days ago, I had the dream in the Hall of Mirrors. Like before, I was swallowed up into both the mirrors and the floor. Like last time, I was saved by someone, and while I walked around in the darkness, I heard a sound that I had heard before. When I reached the source, I found a little bluebird trapped inside a gilded cage. I heard the bird sing a new, strange, eerie music. Shadow the mirror, erase all illusion. As the heart hardens, you'll soon harness the light that fed you. Your old delusion brought you this far. At what cost did you let your anger be drowned by your tears, by your fears that bind you? The little bird stopped his singing when he saw me. I got close to the cage and then I read at its base the lines. The truth will set you free. I woke up after releasing the little bird. During the days that followed, I came to realize the truth about my training. I was also able to see the truth behind Mafuka's evil grins whenever he saw us bonding. I had just told Cannon that the little bluebird had told me about Mafuka's final lesson. How can this be possibly the truth? Said Cannon, bewildered. Wouldn't you like to know? I smiled back. Tell me I will bash your head against the floor again, he threatened. Knowing full well that he planned to do so, I responded. A bird in my dream told me. Oh, he said, relaxing. So you didn't find out anything, did you? I was worried there for a second. After the show was done, we went our separate ways. We decided that we would spend the rest of our time with our family. We would see each other again at the end of the week. In the middle of the night, I made my way back to the palace. I had to yell twice for the guards to open the gates. He made me promise not to tell Bertame that he was sleeping on duty. Not sleeping on the duty. Not sleeping on the duty. How can you sleep on the duty? You gross guard. When I entered the Star Palace, it was no different from the first time I had visited. It seemed to me as if no time had passed. I went on tiptoes to my room. I did not want to wake up anyone. When I went inside, I saw that a small child was sleeping in my bed. Like me, he had long, curly black hair. He seemed to me very small and fragile. I could see his thin hands and little legs sticking out beneath the cover. It seemed to me that my little brother was a restless sleeper. I saw him stir a little. Half asleep, he rose from his sheets. I saw that he had bright blue eyes just like mine. He smiled a little when he saw me. Are you my big brother? He asked softly. Yes, I responded. Rubbing his eye, he said, I had a bad dream. Can you take me to my mama? I nodded in response. He lifted his bedsheet and he moved to the edge of the bed. Noticing that he was not budging, I kneeled before him and put on his bunny sandals. After taking him in my arms, I carried my younger brother to my mother's room. When I opened the door, I saw that she was peacefully sleeping inside her husband's arms. I placed my baby brother beside my mother, and she simply hugged him close to her chest without waking up. Seeing them all together, I went back to my room, or should I say Leo's room. Once inside, I removed my armor and went to bed in my undergarments. I slept like a log that day. The time?
6 minutes.
The next day, I had a rude awakening. Leo was forcing my eyes open with his tiny hands. He kept saying, get out of my bed. When I finally budged, I got out of bed in one sweeping motion. Seeing the rapidity of my movement startled my little brother. He fled the room in tears. My stepfather entered afterwards laughing. He brought with him some civilian attire. Taking the new attire, I changed my clothing without saying a word. As I changed, he kept staring at my body. Once I was fully dressed, he said, you still had a girl's face, but your body is that of a man. Are you disappointed that my Mafuka did not ruin my good looks? Well, it must all be, sir, 'cause be so terribly ugly, I responded, stroking my beautiful face. You watch it, boy, not everything is about looks, he said, pinching my cheeks. Putting his hand as I asked him, where's my room now? It is the one parallel to this one. I followed my stepfather to my new bedroom. It was stuffed with all of my childhood things. Inside a coffer before my bed, I found before, stretching it out, I grabbed a pin and I arranged it to serve as a cape. After I was done, my stepfather brought my armor. "I know it," he asked. "I guess my focus didn't teach you to clean after yourself." "Doesn't Bresson have slave that take care of such meager tasks?" I responded under it with disdain. He gave me a queer look and then he said, "Boy, you surprise me sometimes." The wind was over in the blink of an eye. I renewed my old ties with my mother. She was surprised at how much I had grown. Many of our conversations revolved around Leo. She would gush at every little thing he did. When Mother was not around, my stepfather would also only talk about Leo. He was happy that I survived the training. He was sad by the fact that Leo did not show any of the berserker traits. He blamed Leo's weakness on his mother. Leo's only response to any criticism was to burst into tears. Most of the time he was hiding behind my mother's skirt. To make matters worse, he could not tell whether people were lying to him or telling him the truth. He was also small, frail, and weak. In essence, he was a delicate flower. I reminded my stepfather of the promise I made to him. If he ever sent Leo to the training grounds, I would kill him. Seeing that I was serious, he renewed the promise that he had made to me 5 years ago. During this week, I also visited the Peace Tower along with Persimmon. Each time we visited, we said nothing to each other. Then again, nothing needed to be said. I also went to see Alyssa. One day, walking back towards her house, I decided that she was better off not having me in her life. After this week was over, I met my friends in the training ground. There we would be briefed about the nature of the second half of our training. Alright, we finished chapter 4. Bye bye and God bless.